Hey there everyone, this is your girl Tiffany Renee and welcome back to another episode of Millennial Mogul Podcast. This is where you can hear from experts within your niche on how to monetize, maximize, and capitalize in your business as an aspiring Millennial Mogul. Millennial Mogul is tailor-made to the entrepreneur. This episode is very fantastic and special because we're talking about entrepreneurs who are serial entrepreneurs. So that means you have more than one business, more than one function. And so I'm super excited to have one of my dear friends with me, a beautiful young lady. Her name is Amber Anderson. She is an R&B artist. She is a makeup artist. She is also the founder and CEO of Birdie Cosmetics. I mean, amazing lashes, amazing makeup palettes, and just galore. I love her, so I'm excited to dive into this interview. And so without further ado, let's dive right into this interview. So Amber, thank you so much for being here on Millennial Mogul Podcast.
Thanks for having me. This is such a great opportunity.
I'm super ecstatic right now. I mean, you look amazing right now.
Thank you.
And I assume you are wearing Birdie's Cosmetics right now.
Birdie Cosmetics.
Can you tell the people what you have on? What's all Birdie right now?
Well, my eyebrows are Birdie Cosmetics. My eyeshadow, I have setting powder that's not released. That's Birdie Cosmetics. I have eyeliners. My brow pencil, that's not released yet. My creamy lip glosses, that's not released yet. And I have lip gloss, which is released on my base. So yeah, but pretty much. And some highlights. I actually use my Birdie Cosmetics palette as a highlight.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is it the palette that I have?
Yes, the 21.
The 21. I love it. I love it.
So yeah, I use it because it was pink, so I use it as a pink highlight.
I love it. Super creative. Like, I love this right now. I actually had the opportunity to actually purchase one of her palettes, and it's super amazing. Highly pigmented. Literally, like, you feel like you are walking in a Sephora, a MAC, a Ulta Beauty, like literally top tier and top notch makeup. And I'm not just saying this because I know her, but I'm saying it because it's an actual fact. Amber, tell the audience right now, how did you get started with Birdie's Cosmetics?
Well, at first, Birdie Cosmetics was Birdie Lashes. I already started with the vision. I thought I knew my purpose, but my pastor, he was actually saying, like, if you know your purpose, fill in the blanks. If you don't know your purpose, leave it blank. Like, he did this whole, like, triangle thing. So I thought I knew my purpose, like, full blown out. So I was like, I know it, but I did leave it blank, and I just began to pray about, like, what is my purpose? And I just started waking up in the middle of the night, researching how to, like, what is lashes, what type of lashes, because I've always been doing makeup since like my sophomore year.
Oh, awesome.
So I kind of knew, but I didn't think that I was going to be a business owner. So it just started falling into my lap, and I went to Texas to this concert, and I ended up meeting this entrepreneur, the real baby Judy, and I sat down with her and I told her, like, hey, I'm thinking about starting a business. And then weeks later, like six weeks later, my business became Birdie Lashes. So as I became Birdie Lashes, that's when I started doing more research about makeup, and I sat on my palette for a whole year to see, like, what was it, what works good, what works pigment on African American women.
That's good.
Mainly because I am African American woman.
Yes.
With my palette. So by the time I did release it around my 21st birthday, that was my first palette. That's probably my specialist palette to me. So it started off as a vision, then from a vision to Birdie Lashes, and then a year later from Birdie Lashes to Birdie Cosmetics. So yeah, I just plan to keep expanding as time goes on. So that's kind of how it started with the vision. So
awesome.
I'm a visionary.
So what are the challenges you have faced so far with, like, launching your business? So you talked about seeking God. First, your pastor was telling you about what is your purpose. Mm-hmm. Seeking God, doing research about your purpose. But what would you say has been some of the challenges you have faced thus far? Because you've been in business for how many years?
This year will be 5 years.
That is awesome, y'all. 5 years of consistent just content creation, growth, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later on because she's doing some amazing things. But before we get there, again, just like, what are some of the challenges you have faced?
Honestly, by me, not like when I first started my business, it was only one person in my family that was an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So I was the second one. Like, my cousin, he was a barber.
Okay.
So I didn't know business. So everything that I had to learn, it was from scratch. Mm-hmm. So now I didn't, like, I mentored under a couple of people to get before I really launched my business, so I knew do's and don'ts. But like nobody taught me about branding, nobody taught me about marketing, content, creating content, because it's like the world is changing now. So it's a lot of different ways that you can market your business. Nobody taught me about shipping and handling. Nobody taught me about websites. Nobody taught me about photography. None of those things. So I really had to learn all of those different things. So it was challenging. I want to say my first like 3 years of my business, it was very challenging. Like I did do a lot of marketing and advertisements. Like I worked with some great people with advertising my products, but remaining consistent with content, I struggled with that because nobody told me. You know how like you can watch TV, you'll see the same commercials over and over, until you see the next commercial over and over. No one was telling me that's what I needed to do. So I honestly, like when I say prayer was really a great substance to show me different things that I noticed I was lacking in my business. Now it's like I'm more equipped to catch on what I need to do than what I used to didn't know. So like I said, marketing, a reliable team, people that is passionate about their craft and creative and working and stuff. Those was the things that I was really liking. Like now I have a stronger team that works within my cosmetic line, but at first I didn't have that. So Brandon, like I like makeup, but I'm not a makeup artist. I know how to do my makeup. I can teach them how to do their makeup, but I don't want to stand over someone every day and do my makeup. And it is women out there who do, and that's a great thing. So I started to look for those women to help put them in an opportunity with my makeup. So and just different people that's, like I said, passionate.
So kind of like ambassadors for Birdie Cosmetics.
Yeah, I would call it like brand ambassadors, but helping people flow in their purpose.
I love that. Absolutely.
It's just not a brand ambassador. Like I'm not just using this to just have them put it on. I'm really opening up opportunities to say, hey, this is a brand where it's women empowering, where you can do whatever you want to do in a headspace where you can be creative. Like, I'm very creative. Like I said, I'm a visionary. So it's not really a bad idea that a person could come to me that I would think is like, unless it's all blonde, I'm like, you can't do that. But for the most part, if it's a makeup look they want to try, if it's a content idea that they want to put together, I'm open for it. Like one of the MUAs I work with, her name is Katie. Anytime she does my makeup, she just, whatever she wants to do, I just let her do it, and I just go with it.
So for people who don't know what an MUA is, break down to those audience who like makeup, they watch it on YouTube, but they don't even really know like what's the MUA. So we're putting out those acronyms. Okay. Explain to the people what is an MUA.
So an MUA is a makeup artist. That's honestly an abbreviation, just like a CNA. You know what I'm saying? Or a DR. Like it's just an abbreviation for it's makeup artist. So that's what an MUA is, and I think it's a great business. Like and it's actually a great job to do as a makeup artist. I enjoy makeup. Like what I'm saying, I just don't know if I could do makeup every day. Like I'm good with interacting with people, but I don't know if I could do makeup every day. Like I can do my makeup. I just rather teach them how to do his makeup and just try to do it every day.
But I love what you said, just to bring it back, because you talked about helping other makeup artists who are aspiring to be makeup artists to utilize your products, not only to be brand ambassadors, but to also provide them with the opportunity to cultivate. And so it kind of reminds me of the scripture that says, one plants, one waters, but God gives the increase. And so sometimes what I see you right now, not only being a visionary, but you're also planting seeds into other individuals to help cultivate and grow their gift. Not just for the kingdom of God, because that's a service that you do unto the Lord, but it helps out their business as well, right?
Because you never know who I know that's on my page versus who they know that's on that. So honestly, it's a great crossing opportunity, like for both of us. You never know. You never know.
Exactly. It's like a business exchange. I love that.
And I work with, like I said, there's a couple of people that have brand my makeup. You never know, they may come to Chicago and they may need an MUA. So now I have MUAs on hand. It's a great opportunity. They might be on the road now 3-4 years.
Exactly. You just don't know.
Yes.
You just don't know, and I love that. I also want to talk about, you mentioned support and a team. And so we know that in business, sometimes like the first 1 to 2 years is kind of scratchy when you're starting off because you're building that foundation. You want to build a strong, sturdy foundation. But in terms of support and building a team, because even now, with me just starting, I'm only 2 months in, and so asking God, seeking God for direction, like, who is my team? And so how did you acquire your team? Did you seek God to find your team? In terms of support, what's your support system? What keeps you going? Who keeps you going?
Oh, okay. So, far as a team, last year I really did sit down and work on building a team. Like, one, yes, like I said, it definitely was prayer, seeking God to get direction. But I analyzed everything that I was doing in my life, and I had to find out things that I liked about myself, things I didn't like about myself, things that I was good at, and what was my weakness. So then when I found out my weakness and I was realizing how can I perfect my craft,
yes.
I began to seek the people that was strong in my weakness. So as far as working with a vocal coach, I started working with a vocal coach to know where I want to go vocally. A choreographer, working with a choreographer to start where I'll be able to go. I started looking at the type of visions and stuff that I had to see who can create my ideas, not only with like producers, but videographers, photographers, to be able to create my team, even having like dancers that I dance with, to be able to make sure I'm working with dancers that's passionate, you know. Yes. Yeah, like everybody does it for money, but are you going to be passionate to risk? Like, one, I'm a hard worker, so I like to be around people. Thank you. I like to be around people that want to work just as hard. If people are doing it for the money and they're not doing it for the passion, it's going to show like it's sloppy. So I started looking at quality and not quantity. So as time began to go on, my circle begins to decrease, but the people that was around me had a lot of great qualities in them that I didn't notice, the ones that removed themselves from around me.
Right.
So it became where I was just around people that was fueling my fire, and I was around close friends and family. So far as my support system is that all of my friends are very supportive in my business, very supportive in my brand, my vision. You know, I don't have like a few close friends down in my life. So the ones that are very supportive in what I do, they'll pull up, they'll come and help set up. My best friend one time when I was like shooting my For Me music video, I didn't know if I was going to want to do the video, and she like helped invest into that video.
Awesome.
Just because she was like, you have to do this.
Yes.
Like, you have to do this. So it's like, your circle is very important, and also too, family. Like, I have a great family that's very supportive, that helps push, you know, my goals and my dreams. So and it took like 2021 was like really hard. It broke me. 2022 it reconstructed, it was like put in the pieces. So 2023 I'm excited to see, because it's the aftermath of what 2021, 2022. So 2023, you know, in February, I'm still excited to see what it is, because like I said, I was telling you I shot my video.
Yes.
It's just way different. Like, everything about it, the looks, the production of it, it's like
awesome.
It's just better.
So she mentioned, so for those of you who don't know, because we're talking on conversations we already had. Yes. So in the beginning, I mentioned that she's a makeup artist, but she's also doing music as well. Also releasing something that's going to be coming out very soon. Yes. So when she's mentioning about photography, videography, music, and having a team with content creation, she also has an amazing voice. She does R&B music, and her lyrics are very good. They're very child friendly. Very tasteful, very classy, and so that's what she's talking about in terms of that. We're going to get a little bit into the music that she does, but how do you feel like with being a makeup artist, being an R&B artist, being a CEO, being a businesswoman, still working a 9 to 5, how has that affected your faith, like your faith in God, what you believe in? Did you feel like there was a struggle? Did you feel like it collided against each other? Did you feel like you had to choose between your faith and business? You have to choose between God? And did you have to choose between your business? Talk a little bit more about that.
Honestly, as far as like Birdie Cosmetics, I never felt like it was a challenge because, like I said, God blessed me with my business. So if God was to take away Birdie Cosmetics tomorrow, I wouldn't be broken behind it because He blessed me with the business. You know how they be like, the story how Abraham had to go sacrifice his son.
Yes.
So it's like that's how I feel like if God was to tell me to go sacrifice Birdie Cosmetics, I would because He blessed me with this business. And if He takes away this business, that means that He has something else in store. So like, why would I give up Birdie Cosmetics? I mean, yes, it's a very huge part of me. And also too, when I'm praying, I notice that's when I honestly get my more ideas, or when I'm in a quiet space. Like now I'm older, I like to be quiet and just think through my processed thoughts. I notice how I get more ideas, more visions, to where I'm writing it down. Like I'm a person, like I know technology is, very big in our generation, but I'm the type of person is I write things down because I need to see it. I need to see how it is. I need to write out my budget, what this is going to be, how many people I'm expecting. So it doesn't feel like my fave. Far as music, I do honestly I wouldn't even consider myself, if I'm being honest, as an R&B artist. I would consider myself as a superstar. And the only reason why I say a superstar is because I do like to do pop. I like to do soul. I like to do R&B, but also too I haven't released it, but I do have gospel songs too. That is
I love it. Just all across all genres.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm called outside the 4 walls of the church. My lifestyle. Yeah, so it's I don't think that is that. I mean, like how you said, me being a Christian is certain lines and stuff that I don't like to cross because it doesn't go with my faith. But I still think in a way I can still be sexy, I can still be cute, and I can still be just as creative as it is. I mean, like I said, somebody got to do it, okay? The Christian girls is not ugly, so we have to find a way, or even to show balance. Balance. The Bible says don't be so heavily balanced in the earthly good. Okay, I'm showing you how to keep a little balance. Okay, I don't think it's too much, if I'm being honest.
And honestly, because we know music is a big thing just across all generations or whatever, I don't believe it's just the music, it's about the message behind the music. And that's why I said it's not just only children friendly, it's the message behind what she's saying in her music, which is what I love. I listen to different types of music as well, because of their message that they're bringing. And it was something else that you had mentioned about your support system, writing the vision. That's what I want to talk about. It is so important. Even the Bible, I believe, is in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it says, write the vision, make it plain. Though it tarry means though it waits, wait for it to come to pass. And so it's so important. So everything that we do, like you said, it is biblical, and God is the center of it. You can never go wrong. You know what I mean? She kept saying she gave her business back to God. That God is the head of her business, and that's very important. And again, you don't have to be a believer or a Christian, but like I said on the last podcast episode, you may not be a believer, you may be an atheist or whatever you may be, but I'm telling you, when you have an encounter with God, especially with Him being the CEO of your business and He being the investor in your business, you can never go wrong, even with any hiccups. But I love what you said about writing the vision, because we are a technological age and generation, and we want everything fast paced, but it's something about just writing it down, the pen on paper, and seeing it out and seeing it manifest. I have a manifestation journal, and a business manifestation journal. And I write down my affirmations, I put scriptures behind it, and I meditate on it. The Bible says to meditate on His word day and night. And I love that about that, because it's just every area that you're talking about in your process, I hear you mentioning about God. I hear you mentioning about your relationship with God. I hear you keeping the focal point, let me go talk to God about this, And so with that, I can just see Birdie's Cosmetics and everything that you're doing literally being like a household name and going further beyond what you can even imagine, literally globally. And that's what I love about that. But what I also want to dive into as well, I want to talk about the music part, because listen, my sis can sing, you hear me? And very creative. That's what I love. You have your own style. You're your own person. I love that you're not trying to be like anyone else. You're a visionary, you're a trailblazer, and that's what I love. I feel like that's the epitome of a millennial mogul. And so You talk about more, we talked about it a little bit before, but she's getting ready to release something in the near future. Oh.
Well, yeah, so all this year I've been working really on new music. Like I said, just from I really was working on my craft, my project, my sound, and I was doing a lot of songwriting. So I do have some new music coming soon. I do have a music video that's dropping now that you guys can go watch. It's Somebody by Amber Anderson. So you guys can definitely go check that out.
Say it one more time. What is it?
Somebody by Amber Anderson. So that, yeah, pretty much it'll probably be around the summertime. The next song that I really will be dropping, it'll be close around my birthday. So that'll be my first single. Then after that, it's gonna keep on going.
Absolutely. So what does somebody mean? That's very ambiguous. What is somebody?
So the song Somebody, how it came about, me and Birdie, we actually got the same birthday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Gemini?
Yes, Gemini. So what I like about it is that that's one of my favorite songs by her. So when I redid the song, I wanted to, one, dedicate it, to her. Two, I wanted to make it seem like a modern way of how I'm telling the story, that how she told it in her perspective and I'm telling it in my perspective. And so I wanted it to be fun. Like, I love R&B, so I wanted to tell the song and the story of the visual to make it seem like a modern love song, So I kept it classy, but at the same time I kept it sexy, and I made it seem like a true love story. So it was very creative. You guys will hear a snippet of my life on the song. That's my next song that's getting ready to drop. And yeah, it was just pretty much, it was really fun doing the song, and it was even more fun doing the visual. So many great people came and helped participated to make this whole project happen, which what I was talking about earlier. So yeah, and too, you're gonna of course see some Birdie Cosmetics video. But yeah, so I learned how to cross my music and my makeup. And so you'll be seeing a lot more of like Birdie Cosmetics, and probably just hearing like small songs that won't come out for real, but just it goes with Birdie Cosmetics. So,
I love that there's complementing each other, both your Birdie Cosmetics as well as your music.
Yes, Birdie Cosmetics is expanding its brand, so beyond makeup. So you guys will just have to stick around and see.
That's actually a nice tagline though, beyond makeup.
Yeah.
You can do a lot with that.
Yeah, we're going beyond makeup. We're just coming as Birdie Cosmetics brand, which is Birdie.
What works for you, whether that's quitting your 9 to 5 or keeping your 9 to 5. But at the end of the day, I always like to say carpe diem, which is Latin for seize the day. Thank you so much, and I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Thank you. Absolutely.
Well, Tiffany, thank you for having me, and I'm excited about your podcast, everything that you're doing. And just feel like, I didn't know this is at the beginning, but to be at the beginning of something so big, I just want to thank you for the opportunity. Like, I don't take these type of opportunities lightly, for you to see me and see how I'm going. It feels nice to be recognized, but I thank God for the opportunity.
So you trying to make me cry?
No, honestly though, but I honestly mean this like from the whole heart, like, and I just pray beyond measure, that this goes beyond your imagination.
Glory to God, absolutely.
Yes.
Likewise.
Thank you, God.
To the top in Jesus' name.
To the top.
Okay. Not coming back down. Yes. Thank you. Bye.